called Dr. Mellamede, Bob Mellamede, out in Colorado, who was at the time the only one teaching doctors cannabis medicine. I said, Bob, I got to take a big test, but I want to treat these cancers. He said, one at a time. He said, be careful, just a little bit. I treated the one on my right leg. A month later, I go back to the derm. She looks for the four on my chest. They're gone. The one on my leg is gone. A couple weeks later, I get a call from a guy on the West Coast by the name of Jimmy McShane. Jimmy's in hospice with a glioma, brain cancer, size of a golf ball. And they're telling him, you know, here's some real heavy chemo, but don't expect it to do anything because you're too far. Jimmy started on the oil 1 gram a day. That's a lot. That's a whole injector full. 3 weeks later, he's out of the hospital, on his feet. The glioma has almost disappeared, and so has his pancreatic cancer and his lung cancer. Jimmy was eaten up with cancer, been treated for years and years. And he called me, he said, Bobby, he said, I want to tell my story. I said, Jimmy, I hear from 50 Jimmys every week with cancer stories. I said, you know, it's fabulous, but people don't believe it. It's you know, how can you treat these cancers for a couple of bucks worth of cannabis oil when people are paying thousands every month just for their medications, and then the medications to treat the side effects of the medications? And he says, no, he says, you're the only guy who can get me on TV. You got grandma on TV, you can get me on TV. I said, all right, come on down to Florida. He came down, brought all his medical records, the x-rays, the tests, everything showed that it was there, and then it wasn't there. And we shot a 20-minute doc, and WHDT aired it probably 150 times. He was an amazing guy. It gave him 3 more years of terrific life. He traveled around the country with me. Jimmy was an old maitre d', an old smuggler. Every place we went, everybody knew Jimmy, loved Jimmy. And he had a great time for 3 years. Finally died of bone cancer. And it had just metastasized through his whole system. But isn't that better? You know, medical marijuana started in California in hospice. It was hospice nurses that started it, because the alternative was opioids, and your relative would lay there and drool and maybe recognize you, maybe not. It wasn't a good way to die. And